Piers Morgan went from being one of the best TV personalities in Britain to being the most hated man in Britain at the moment. People around the world can't help but wonder what controversies he's entangled in. Everyone's asking why he's hated and should they hate him too. Today's video, we're going to show you why everyone hates Piers Morgan and some of his controversial remarks. Why do people hate Piers Morgan? A Google search for Piers Morgan automatically brings up the question, do people hate Piers Morgan? Short answer is yes. Piers Morgan is simply the man people love to hate. The hate people have for him is a result of the remarks he has made towards the British royal family, especially Meghan Markle. And don't get me wrong, it isn't just about the royal family, you know. He's also made some awful remarks about people's beliefs, racist comments, and several offensive statements on Good Morning Britain. People could still bear with his negativity on the show until he attacked the Duchess of Sussex with full force in the first quarter of 2021. Piers Morgan received intense backlash from the world over his comments on Meghan Markle that he had to resign from the Good Morning Britain show. I'm probably yapping on about his remarks against Meghan Markle and you have no idea what that's about. How about we get into the details? Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle controversy. The drama between Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle dates back 5 years. You see, the relationship between the two wasn't fueled with hate from the start, as Meghan was a big fan of Piers Morgan. Back in 2015, Piers Morgan followed Meghan Markle on Twitter, who was an actress at the time, along with some of her Suits castmates. Meghan acknowledged his following with a direct message saying she was a big fan. With the whole controversy that happened in 2021, Morgan released a screenshot of the 6-year-old chat and captioned it, "Think it's fair to say she's probably not such a big fan of mine now. I know what you're thinking, or did it all go sour?" Their relationship went south when Meghan met Prince Harry in 2016. It was particularly hurtful to Piers Morgan because he had introduced Meghan to a private members club where she met Prince Harry, and after they hit it off as a couple, she cut everyone off, including Morgan. In an interview with The Late Show, Morgan says she thinks Meghan is a slight social climber. Things got heated between the two in 2018 when Meghan and Prince Harry were going to get married. In fact, 3 days to the wedding, Piers Morgan described the event as an acrimonious, disorganized fiasco. He went on to compare Meghan and her family to the Kardashians, saying they were a bunch of repulsive PR-crazed Kardashians. Morgan made an outright comparison of Meghan with Kim Kardashian. In other words, they both use social media to aggressively promote themselves and their families, including posting very similar images of their new babies. And they both like to shamelessly live their lives surrounded by lavish homes, cars, and flunkies. Morgan began calling out Meghan beyond her relationship with Prince Harry, and he started attacking her personal life, including a mention of her father. If you're truly a humanitarian, Meghan, then show some damn heart to your loving father before he succumbs to a broken one, said Morgan in his Daily Mail column. Morgan went on and on with his abuse of Meghan, and she barely ever responded to any. Things, however, took a turn in 2021 when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had a very revealing interview with Oprah Winfrey. During the interview, Meghan revealed that her mental health wasn't in the best state while she was in England. She said to Oprah, "I just didn't want to be alive anymore." And that was a very clear and real and frightening constant thought. And I don't remember how Harry, just cradled me. Of course, Morgan had 2 cents to give on the issue during the Good Morning Britain show. Morgan said, "Who did you go to? What did they say to you?" "I'm sorry, I don't believe a word she said. Meghan Markle. I wouldn't believe it if she read me a weather report." The fact that she's fired up this onslaught against our royal family, I think, is contemptible. Morgan didn't stop at calling Meghan out on the Good Morning Britain show. He went on to make tweets about her suicidal situation. He tweeted, "Let's be very clear, the new clip from Oprah's Wine-a-thon with the Sussexes shows Meghan Markle directly calling the Queen and Prince Philip liars. They are the heads of the firm. She's done this as Philip lies seriously ill in the hospital. It's an absolute disgrace." Morgan went on to publicly say he didn't believe Meghan's claims of being suicidal, and this just made the internet hate him even more. It was deemed as a sensitive topic that was probably difficult for Meghan to talk about, and Morgan bashing her claims drew immediate backlash. The following morning, he issued an apology, not directly to Meghan, but to the people who called him out online. He tweeted, "I said I didn't believe Meghan Markle in her Oprah interview." He tweeted, "I've had time to reflect on this opinion, and I still don't. If you did, okay. Freedom of speech is a hill I'm happy to die on. Thanks for all the love and hate. I'm off to spend more time with my opinions." The end of the one-sided battle. Piers Morgan was definitely in a one-sided battle with Meghan for the past 5 years, and it finally came to an end after the backlash he received. After Morgan said he didn't believe that Meghan was suicidal, the internet called him out for it, and he also faced some backlash from his co-host Alex Beresford. Beresford said to Morgan, "I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this program, and I understand you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her." This statement hit Morgan really hard, and he couldn't say anything else but resign. Beresford wasn't wrong anyways. She had the right to cut him off, and even as she did, she hasn't addressed him or any of his attacks on her. After Beresford's statements, Morgan stood up and said, "Okay, I'm done with this," while he walked out of the show. Apparently, that was his resignation from the show. The Meghan Markle controversy has been the biggest of Piers Morgan's career. I mean, it literally ended his career. But it isn't the only reason why people hate him. He's had some really bad TV moments, and he's made other controversial remarks, which I'll share with you in a moment. Piers Morgan being racist on TV. Piers Morgan has always deemed himself a comedian, but sometimes he just isn't funny. Just like he thought impersonating a person speaking Mandarin was funny, but boy was he wrong. During the show, Morgan and Miss Reed were discussing Peter Phillips, the Queen's grandson, who had featured in a Chinese advert for milk. Morgan made mocking noises while imitating the advert, and he exaggerated the Asian accent, making it racist. When viewers witnessed this, they called out Piers Morgan on Twitter. In fact, the TV regulator received more than 800 complaints about Morgan's actions. You can always expect Morgan to defend himself. He tweeted, "I was mocking a member of the British royal family appearing in an advert for Chinese state milk. Not Chinese people, but that didn't cut it for people." The Labour MP and Chinese for Labour chair, Sarah Owen, who is British Chinese, condemned Piers. On Twitter, Miss Owen wrote, "Can't believe I'm having to write this, because this is basic. There are over 1 million Chinese, East Asians, and those of mixed heritage like myself living in the UK, and we are not responsible for the actions of the Chinese government, nor are we spies or a takeaway." Piers Morgan says people suffering from mental health should man up. Piers Morgan hasn't really been an advocate for mental health, so it wasn't surprising when he made those comments about Meghan Markle. He once bashed celebrities who speak openly about conditions such as depression and suicidal thoughts. He outrightly said that people needed to man up via his Twitter. He tweeted, "34 million UK adults are mentally ill. What utter nonsense. Man up, Britain, and focus on those who really need help." The worst part of this controversial statement is that it was made right in the middle of Mental Health Awareness Week. He was called out for the statement online, but as always, he never backed down. Piers Morgan insensitive comments on the Manchester terror attack. Morgan interviewed Coronation Street stars Connie Hyde, who plays Gina Sutton, and Sally Denever, Sally Webster, about the Manchester terror attack, which left 22 people dead. But as expected, he made an insensitive comment about British Muslims needing to do more to root out terrorists. His comments sparked some complaints and a backlash, but it didn't change Morgan's views. He tweeted, "I don't think suggesting ways to try to stop further attacks on our children is insensitive." Do you agree with Piers Morgan's view, and do you think his opinion should warrant hate? Let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to this channel.